Good morning from Overland Expo East 2024. It's Saturday morning at the show. We actually got in yesterday afternoon, but we spent the day just sort of chilling, walking around, seeing friends, not recording anything. But today we are on a mission because, well, quite frankly, the thing I've got to figure out is my kitchen setup. It's somewhat of a disaster. It's really just my fridge and everything else just thrown in around it. It's not a great system, but there are some amazing kitchen setups here. And we're going to go look at a bunch of them, and maybe that'll give me the inspiration I need to figure out what I want to do. But first, it's bacon time. All right, so for breakfast, we were making my famous only to me breakfast sandwiches. We're going to do bacon, egg, cheese on a bagel, all on the big, I don't know, Royal, it's the Amazon special blacktop. That's what that is. But as I'm making breakfast, here's the whole thing about camp kitchens, is you want it to be something that's easy to deploy, easy to pack up, easy to use with like great functionality, which is what my system doesn't have. It's all this stuff thrown in the back of the Jeep that I have to take out, set up, cook on, clean up, tear down, put away every time, which makes like stops for lunch challenging. Something like this at Expo where you have like a lot of time and you can set up, it's totally fine. You got all the space in the world, but it takes up a lot of extra space. But I'll be the first to tell you that you don't need a big, expensive, crazy camp setup in order to do this. I've done this for almost 4 years now with setups like this, where I don't have like some big fancy kitchen drawer setup and slides and all that kind of stuff. You don't need that, but it's nice to have because it solves problems. So when you're ready and you know what problems you need to solve, that's when you do something like this. So that's what we're doing today, is we're looking at camp kitchens, but after I fill my belly. Here you go, Beav. I've brought you bacon.
Oh, yes. Little known fact, I had a nickname at a restaurant one time that Matt worked at, and it was Bacon Boy.
So Beav, on a scale of 1 to I just died, how good was the bacon?
It was like a 10. It was so good. What bacon is that?
It's the thick cut bacon from Publix.
It's so good.
I don't mean to completely brag on myself, but I'm pretty good at making bacon, and I'm really good at making these breakfast sandwiches. This thing is so good. Just hang out here all day. All right, so this is Rod from Rokke Overland. Rod, you've got a really awesome kitchen setup. Kind of walk me through it, what you got, why you did it this way.
Sure, absolutely. First off, the base is the American Adventure Lab drawer stack, as well as they call this the flip and slide. So the Dometic 45-liter fridge. I have gone with a 200 amp hour battery system here, so I have switched over to everything electric. So I've got this single burner induction cooktop, as well as for my hot water, this water kettle. The cool thing about these, they will boil water, they will cook food faster than pretty much any gas stove, and they are a fraction of the cost. So I'm really, really happy with that. The way I have it set up here, water up here, this shelf slides out. I will do my prep work here, keep my food here, prep here, and cook here. Also, for those coffee lovers, I have an espresso machine right here, so you can have your afternoon vanilla almond milk lattes, iced of course, every day. Again, with this shelf, it's a great place to keep, this is my food pantry here, these are my pots and pans right here, obviously the Nespresso, and then I built over here a box for plugs for my 120 and my USB outlets. But you have all this space up here which is not utilized in most Jeeps, and Jeeps are small, so I need to utilize every square inch that I can, basically. So this shelf is perfect. It thing is rock solid. There's no rattles in this. I'll be honest, I was concerned when I first built this with all these screws that it was just going to become a rattle trap. I've had it now for a little over 2 years. I haven't had a single rattle in it, not a single screw loosen up. So it's well built, well designed, and my organization down here is basically camping supplies. In here, middle drawer are tools, and upper drawer are kitchen items. and then, you know, of course, the pull-out shelf, which will extend pretty far out. So I've got a lot of horizontal surfaces here to use, which in a lot of kitchens, that's a problem, is a lot of these setups, you don't have the horizontal space, the workspace. But with this setup, I've got quite a bit. So real happy. Also over here, I've got plumbed water here. So, you know, I've got plenty of water. I've got an 11-gallon onboard tank with a water heater. So I can wash my dishes, I can take a shower, I can, you know, pretty much do whatever I want to do just like home.
We were talking a little bit off camera about this, but while we're here, tell me a little bit about your t-shirt.
Okay, t-shirt is the Venture Unknown Foundation holds an annual event we call Sweep Up the Southeast. This year we had 13 teams in 11 states. It was sponsored by Onyx Offroad as well as Polaris Grants. They helped us get funding for this. But we cleaned up over 100,000 pounds of trash in our national forests. We pulled out over 300 tires. It's an annual event that we do every year. Venture Unknown Foundation. Please find us on the website and join us. We will be beginning a membership program for fundraising. Our main thing is restoring the outdoors. We are a stewardship organization. Right now we have a lot of members up in the western North Carolina area bringing supply relief that we basically organize that in one day, and we've got a ton of volunteers up there. We do an annual spring cleanup and then an annual Sweep Up the Southeast, which is typically in the fall. So it's a great organization. Check us out on Facebook, on the website, on Instagram, and when we roll out this membership program at the end of the year, we'd love to have a lot of members. We have memberships starting at 25 to 50 bucks a year and going up from there. So love to get some support for what we do.
Which segues really well into telling you about today's sponsor. The sponsor of this video is Onyx Offroad. If you haven't heard about Onyx Offroad, you're probably living under a rock. But they're basically a mapping software that you can use to find trails and campsites and all kinds of good stuff. But what I want to really tell you about is the other things that they do. So Onyx is part of the community. Everyone that's in Onyx is part of the off-road, overlanding kind of camping community. They speak the language. And when they're out at events, you can talk to them. They know what they're talking about. But they also have, just like Rod was saying, foundations where they're out giving money, helping clean up the trails, helping people, helping the community, the overlanding community. And they're more than just a buy our software company. They really care about the community and being involved. So here's what I want you to do. If you're not using Onyx and you want to give it a try, click on the link down in the description. You can check it out. You can use my code if you want to get a membership if you're interested in that. But just know that of all the mapping software I've done, Onyx is the one that I see out there doing real work, making this community better.
Hey, I'm Rob with Revere Overland. So everything I need is back here, and it's all based around the SHW off-road drawer and cabinet system that you see around me here. So I've got drawers that come out and contain all of my cookware, all of my foods on this side and these drawers. Nice thing is also, you know, when you get home, the other day I was packing up and I wanted to put some stuff in some drawers from the kitchen. So I just took the entire drawer in, filled it up, took it back out, slid it back in here. So they actually come in pretty useful as little totes as well. I've also got a little heater in here, like you'd have in an apartment. Storage for clothes goes in these drop-down cabinets here. And then, of course, in an apartment, you'd also have a fridge. So that's what I'm sitting on here. This is my fridge and freezer. So fridge on this side where I keep all of the important stuff that I need to eat and drink throughout the day. And then freezer on this side for frozen meals, especially with my little toddler. He likes a lot of those little dino nuggies kind of things, so they live in there. And then, of course, in an apartment, you also need to have a shower. So I got hot water on demand here, that is plumbed into this water tank, the AluCab water tank. And then for cooking, I don't do a whole lot of cooking. It pretty much revolves entirely around this microwave here. So I will do microwave meals a lot of the time, especially for my son. Sometimes it's good stuff. So last night I had beef stew. So I've got pre-made beef stew in there, stick it in the microwave, heat it up. It's pretty good. Got mashed potatoes to go with that too. The microwave is powered by batteries that are in the back of the truck. I've got 315 amp hours of Dakota lithium batteries in there, all hooked up to the Red Arc system. So charging's done by Red Arc, the inverter is through Red Arc, distribution's done through Red Arc. They got their Red Vision system or the Red Vision Prime system. Keeps us powered here, and then solar on the roof to charge it up. If you're interested in the SHW off-road cabinets like this, they actually just work in the AluCab. You can get them for other campers as well, things like the Go Fast, Super Pacific, and a bunch of others. It's just worth giving them a call just to double check how it attaches. If you are interested in getting these, they have a discount. If you use the code Revere, you can get a percentage off. And other stuff I've got in here, you can see at various websites, the microwaves from Walmart, if you're interested in that. And if you want to see my stuff when I'm out on adventures actually using this equipment, check out my channel. It's Revere Overland on YouTube.
Oh, look at here. This is perfect.
Hey,
excuse me, sir.
I think I know that guy.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah, that guy. I've met him before.
This is a great guy.
I'm John. I'm with New Horizons Overland. I've got my vehicle here in the GooseGear booth here at Overland Expo 2024. And this is the Camp Kitchen 2.3 by GooseGear. It's got an ARB 50-quart fridge with a Cook Partner 20-inch stove underneath. What I like about this setup is it's simple. When I'm constantly on the trail or whatever, I pull into camp. All I gotta do is pull out a propane hose. 5 minutes later, I'm cooking. Everything's quick, easy to get to, and I don't have to pull out anything out of cases or drawers to get to it. Simplicity is its finest. This is a double drawer module from GooseGear on the top one. I use as my kitchen, so I've got all my pots and pans and utensils, cutting knives and everything in my top drawer, and then on the bottom, I use strictly for my pantry. That way, everything's right here, easy to get to. So I use Alu boxes. In my Alu box that I've got strapped down, in here I've got my recovery gear and all my tools. That way I can get to it from any side of the vehicle, both passenger doors and the back. And then I use the front runner soft boxes. I've got different ones that I've got loaded out for different trips. So whether it's cold weather, summer, photography, whatever, I can switch them out. They wedge really good on top of the GooseGear drawer modules. So I just strap them down, and they're flexible for any trip. So you can find me at New Horizons Overland on Instagram or Facebook.
Well, now I'm walking and I'm checking the last day.
I just noticed you over there.
I know, I'm stalking you.
Like, there's a camera.
Oh, you know this guy?
I found Fletch.
Hey,
What's up?
How you doing?
Good.
How was your night?
It was awesome. It was a good night. It was nice and cool, so we slept well. Yeah, it was a good time. So, if you don't know Fletch, this is Fletch from All Things Overlanding, and you can.
That's me.
That's him.
I don't even have any of my own stuff on.
Well, you have an Overlanding shirt. That's
Yeah.
sort of your stuff.
The kids got me this.
Yeah.
It's awesome. It has a definition on it for everyone that's curious.
Right.
So.
So you've got a bunch of different stuff because you've got your YouTube channel, which has awesome gear reviews, a bunch of cool trip videos, things like that. But you also have a Facebook page that's sort of a group for people who are just getting into this. Tell people a little bit about that group.
Sure. It's called Newbie Overlanders. Totally free to join. It's about 20,000 members right now, but yeah, focused on new folks. So if you're newer and you want to ask questions and not be bullied, that's a great place to start.
It's an awesome place. Go check it out.
Hi, it's Frank from Mountain Adventure District. As you see, we have our drawer system and a drawer and cooking systems. So on this side, we have a two-burner stove. This side is a bigger one. The other side is a smaller one. And we designed the windshield. This side is higher, so when you're cooking, your oil doesn't go onto the other side. And on this side is lower, as you can see, so your pan can pinch over, so it doesn't hit anything. Once it closes, Okay, so you can fold the windscreen like this and lock it down. And once it closes, it becomes a flat surface. So you can use your laptop, or somebody use their drone on this one. Also, you can use as a prep station. And here's a cutting board, double as a lid of this small portion, so you can do more storage underneath. On top of it is a big storage system, so you can store your camping gears, your cameras, etc. And once you finish, you can just push the button, it closes. And on this side, we have a fridge. It's a APL 35 from Iceco. It's all aluminum, and we also offer tie-down straps so you can secure your fridge. It's the same push button design. You just close. And on top of it, we have a flat surface. We have 4 mounting points on each corners, so you can mount your bags, your portable batteries, all that kind of stuff. And everything is made from aerospace grade aluminum with a powder coat finish. We also have a baseboard that's CNC'd from one piece of plywood. So this baseboard is vehicle specific, but the top drawer system is universal. Okay, so you can find us on our website at mountainadventuredistrict.com.
Hello, Mark and Teresa here from Out Office Camping. We're in Hampstead, Maryland. We specialize in off-grid camping. That's our thing.
Yeah, getting as far away from people as possible. Just kidding. So, you know, because we're here at Overland Expo East, where there's tons of people, and we're in the SeaSucker booth because this is a product that we really believe in. We use it, and we just thought we'd share a little bit of the things we do with it, just so you can kind of learn a little bit about it, and maybe it would be something that would, if you have a challenge, it could be a solution to your challenge.
Yeah, you want to start off with showing them the kitchen setup?
One of the things that we've been really using this trip, if you want to call it that, is their table. The great thing about this table is that it has 3 SeaSuckers, so each SeaSucker is 120 pounds of pull force for this size. The larger is 240 pounds of pull force. There are 3 SeaSuckers on here, so it can withstand a lot of stuff. The table, 30 to 40 pounds because of the way it's built. We have been using our air fryer the whole time we've been here, and it's been amazing. The one thing I told Mark that I love about this is the amount of prep space there is. So you're using your whatever device you're using to cook your food, but you have room to, if you have to cut. This could actually be flattened if you wanted this. This is another little table. This is our sink. But you could put a cutting board on there and use it for that. But what's so great is, say you get to camp and you don't really like that maybe the setup over here isn't working for you. For example, our awning is on the other side, so maybe we'd want it over there. Well, that's not a problem. You just pull them off and reattach them on the other side. They're vacuum sealed and they last forever. I say that, but I mean it. They last forever. And if you need them moved, you just give a pop and they come off. Our power station is here, so this has been great for the air fryer. A little thing I want to add, I know we all off-grid, but we all also carry power, whether we're doing solar on our roof or we have a generator in the back as far as the solar generator. Don't be afraid to use something like an air fryer. We are able to cook our food in less than 5 minutes, and we're using like a fraction of the power. And we can walk away and enjoy time with our friends, which has been a big thing for us. Like, it's fun to cook when it's just the 2 of us, but when we're with friends, we don't really want to be standing at our stove, cooking, watching an open flame. We can walk away and hang out with our friends. But yeah, I mean, the bottom line, if you need to find a way to attach something to your car, definitely go to the SeaSucker website and look at all the products they have. You will not be disappointed.
So basically, once again, this is a Ford Ranger with the Go Fast camper, and this is a purpose-built vehicle, adventure rig. You know, with that in mind, we have the Iceco cooler in here and the power station, and this truck itself was built around these things. And when I say that is that our walk path with the awning is all thought out. As we come around to the back, we can now get into our back space. If it's raining or whatever, we're covered by the awning. I'm using a Milwaukee Packout, which was basically our kitchen prep area. Now what's really cool is like literally we have these dollar store made in America mats. We flip these over if we have our Coleman stove, and now we have a nice flat surface because I do have the bed rug mats. The Milwaukee Packout, it's just a very simple, affordable solution. It also forces us to be able to keep things small. You know, if you start filling up too much, then you know that maybe you should leave something at home. But we have everything in here, all our utensils, our stainless steel pots. So this really allows us, and we can take this if we have, like if we're at a state park, we can easily take this and put it on the picnic table. But if we're normally just kicking, we love using like the little 18-inch chairs here and the little stools, the step stools. They're great for everything. They're great if you're in a chair, you need a flat space. A lot of the newer ones don't have these dimples, but we just got these little cushions from Walmart. And now we have like our little prep space so we can sit here at our little bar top and basically eat all our food and do like, you know, whatever we choose to do right here, which is really wonderful. But the Milwaukee Packout is just a very simple, affordable solution. What's really cool too, some of the other YouTubers like Rob from Revere Overland, they were on a trip where some of their food and mouse had gotten into their vehicle, and the Milwaukee Packout has allowed him to basically keep his food secure so that he can, you know, you have these, you can just start stacking them all up. So it's very practical. That's just basically the back. With this setup here, I basically bent aluminum, 1/8 aluminum, and with this build out, it was designed around this. This cabinet was designed around the Devos lights, the Light Rangers, which we loved it really a lot. So it sits in there. The back wall is kind of like a bulkhead. We have a 1980 Coleman double burner grill. We have a Reliance water jug. We just have the Reliance 3-leg toilet. Because I built these aluminum cabinets, if I need to have another tie down point, I can take the SeaSucker and I can attach it anywhere on there. The other thing that I use a lot of are the Blue Ridge Overland bags, made in Virginia. Just really great system, soft system, just really great for organizing, keeping your stuff in bags, and just incredible stuff. They're first aid bags in the backrest. It's just something else that we like to stay organized. You can find us on outofficecamping.com, or we do focus primarily on YouTube, and then also we have Instagram and Facebook. But our main thing on social media is YouTube. That's where we enjoy spending a lot of our time getting the word out.
Hi, I'm Rin from OK 4-Wheel Drive, and this is our Ineos Grenadier with an Alucab Salinas roof conversion and GP Factor interior layout. This setup has basically a couch and a kitchen setup. On this side you have storage that you can pull out from the rear, or if you're inside and you don't want to come out, you can just actually access it from the top as well. And then there's dividers between each layer so your stuff's not rolling behind your drawer. On this side you have another drawer, and beneath that you have storage that goes all the way down so that you can store larger items like chairs, which normally end up in your aisleway. We also have a carbon filter and a UV light filter for the water, and there's 2 8-gallon stainless steel baffled tanks in the footwells forward of the batteries. Your fridge is also on top of that, so all your weight is condensed, you know, forward as possible and as low as possible to keep the center of gravity down. And then up top you have a sink stove setup. This simple 1 burner just to make some coffee in the morning and be able to get changed. The whole interior is made out of aluminum, so super lightweight, and it's about a net equal to removing the rear Recaro seat. So you're getting rid of about 150 pounds and you're re-adding that 150 with this layout. Besides that, we just powder coat everything. Everything's riveted together, there's no welding, so it's super strong and it's not going to creak and rattle as you go down the road. Yeah, you can find more at OK4WheelDrive.com, and it'll have everything from Alucab and GP that you see here.
The suspension on this bike is so nice. Like, it's just like this soft little bumpy ride. Like, it absorbs everything. It's just nice to see. Like that. Just absorbed it. It was awesome. I'm really digging this bike.
All right, hey, Nick Brooks with Outdoor Gear and Beer. This is our 2018 Tundra TRD Off-Road. We're running a deck system, lightener rack. We got the mountain hatch down here. And so this is kind of our setup. We got the Dometic fridge. This is the 55 CFX3. And so I typically, when we take bigger trips, this is just for the weekend, right? But if we're running like for a week long, if we're going out west and doing some longer trips, we run with the, we have the 95 as well. And so that also helps us with the events that we host sometimes. So deck system, when I first got this truck, man, I just had an open truck bed, and I had a tonneau cover on the top. We stick everything back there, get to point B, and when we got there, everything was just shuffled around, and then we're just trying to pull it out and just trying to find all of our, things. So it just really helps us get organized. Again, it's kind of hard to see, but this is their D-bag that they have. This is the OG series. I know they have a 2.0. They have an upgraded drawer system currently. And so one of the things for us is that we're able to put our plates, pots and pans, seasonings. You see I got my seasonings in here. And so this bag, we can take this out into the house. And then when we go on our trips, we can reorganize it, load it down, put it back in, and have it in our drawer system. And so that's kind of one of the things. It just helps with organization. We can have our fridge up here, drawers down here. This side over here, we have things from recovery gear to lights to first aid trauma kit, stuff like that. But anyway, our setup, we have the Mountaineer by Camp Chef. I'm about to throw down some hash browns, sausage, and eggs. Anyway, some of the things we like about it, we're able to organize this well and reconfigure it depending on like different trips that we're doing. If we're doing like a weekend trip versus a week-long trip, and versus like if we're guiding or hosting a different event with some of our brands and different partners that we have. And so this is just our setup. We love it. It helps us get outdoors. One of the things that we do a lot of is a lot of fly fishing, and this helps us to go out into the wild, go after those trout. While we're not fishing, of course, we like to eat and drink beer. Again, Nick Brooks, Outdoor Gear and Beer, and we're out here.
Hi, I'm Josh. This is my 21 Gladiator Mojave. We'll talk a little bit about my kitchen setup. I'm running the Genesis cook stove. Gotta have cast iron. Cast iron is the way to go. I use the Genesis system, the whole system. So I got the non-stick stuff also, a couple smaller pots, but the cat's meow is the Scotty grill. I have all the attachments. I have the smoker. We had smoked cream cheese last night. Today we had pizzas on the pizza stone. Of course, it's a grill too, so we grilled. As far as cooking, we're from the South, so cooking is what we do at camp. I mean, we may not go to the most epic trip, but wherever we are, we're going to have the best food possible. Steaks, shrimp, you name it. We're going to do it all. Lamb, you name it. So this is actually something we just got before this trip. Since the whole family's here, we thought we'd do a pantry, so we got snacks everywhere. It worked out perfect. It is leaning a little bit, but it's an Amazon find, so you don't really know what you're going to get. I'm running a Iceco VL65 60-liter refrigerator. I love it. I love anything Iceco does. This is their original slide, and it's about 2 years old, and it works great. I hadn't had any problems with it. However, it does get stuck, more than their new one. A buddy of ours has their newer one, and it's a lot smoother. So, but that's the Iceco. I think this is the one for their 70. This is their bigger one, but it was the original one they had. So that's pretty much my kitchen setup. Of course, I just bring jugs of water. I typically bring 7 gallons. I do have a 2-gallon roto pack. Sometimes I fill it up, but for the family, I try to bring about 12 gallons. So I've been doing this for about 5 years, and I have gone through many iterations of how to carry my gear, from throwing it in the back seat in bags to trying. I was in construction for a long time, so I had a bunch of Milwaukee Packouts. They work great. To get all your stuff, it just takes a lot of room. I've had all different kinds of cases. These are just some cases I got from Academy. I bought the first one, it worked out great. Bought the second one, said great. Then I saw the smaller one, I was like, so now I got a complete system, and it's a lot cheaper than some of the bigger name brand ones. So I have one that's set up nothing but kitchen. All my kitchen stuff is in it. The other one is strictly camp gear, and then the smaller one is just dry goods. And that varies depending on where I'm going. Sometimes I may need less, more, whatever. Except for the Scotty. The Scotty, I don't know if you can see it, it stays with me all the time. It's always in here. All the attachments, the pizza stone, everything, keep it in here.
All right, well, I'm Peter Sakovich, and this is 2006 Xterra SE, and this is my setup. So I have the short version, it's basically everything you'd have in a big van, just squished down really small. And so I've got, the kitchen set up over here, and I've got, fridge, freezer, the water comes out over here, the filtered. It's got a secondary power system on the right with a 206 amp hour battery, 1800 watt inverter, diesel heater on the left. The water system is underneath here with 12 gallons along with a 1.5 gallon water heater. And then underneath, people like this, is there's a shower on the inside. So I use the underfloor storage as the shower basin, and then it drains out the bottom. And the shower curtain goes up on the ceiling with magnet attachments. And then it runs 110 power, so I can actually run induction off of here as well. So instead of using gas power or other things, I can run that for cooking. And then everything's kind of done with magnets. So if I want to move this around inside, I can move that around, which makes it great for cooking. And then all the magnetic spices work as well, so I can pop those things around or stick these things out where I'm cooking outside. Beyond that, I've got water gauge on the inside, so I know how much water I'm actually running, and everything gets filtered through there. I've used Guzzle H2O inside there with their UV filter and regular filter, and I actually have it set up so that if I'm out for a longer period of time, I can actually pull water. I can have a Y connector underneath where I can pull water from any stream source, run it through these filters out through here to refill the water tank. And then it's purpose built around me kind of spending time outside painting and drawing because I'm an art professor. So the idea is to be able to park in one spot for 4 days to a week or more, be able just to kind of pull out, drop a chair at my table, and I'm ready to work for however long I want in the location I'm at. And then if you go inside, I've done all of the sewing. This is based off of the Big Van screen covers that they have. It's dual layers, so there's actually an insulated layer on the inside using warm window fabric, and this is the no-seam screen, so it keeps out small gnats and other things better than like a regular house screen. And then magnetic opening and closing, and it's held on here with clips that are underneath the metal, or underneath the seal that attach to the metal of the car. And that keeps it up on there with zippers that work really well with this. A lot of people get concerned about the weight add-on in here, but I think if I've got the water tank's full, I may be carrying like 2 passengers worth of extra weight. Because I've deleted all the chairs, all the interior stuff that was there before, in order to fit everything else that's inside. You can find me on Instagram at Xterravich, so Xterravich.
So I was riding the e-bike around and I wound up at the Toyo tire booth, and look who I found.
Hey, what's up guys? John from Start Building Your Dreams. Matt, glad you stopped by. We're here with Toyo Tires. We got Project Rampage over here. So this is the setup for my Jeep Gladiator. This is a Candac stove from Dometic. And the cool thing I like about this is it's got 2 of these griddles and they're interchangeable. It comes in a bag, so these have little silicone boots. So you can have, 2 griddles, you can have 1 griddle and a burner, or you can have 2 burners. And then it's also got this little coffee plate heater that'll heat your stuff. And other than that, we've got the fridge. It just keeps things cold. I went like a 1.5 years of the ice every day. Your half your adventure ends up you looking for ice. That's the VL75 Pro D, so it's a dual zone. You can freeze both sides. You can have one side be a freezer, one side as a refrigerator, or you can do both sides refrigerators. For me, I like the refrigerator. It keeps lots of drinks, lots of food. You can actually take out the wire baskets. I've seen some people use the wire baskets and go shopping, so that's kind of cool. So you know exactly how much to put in your fridge. And then for dry goods storage, I use Milwaukee Packouts. Underneath here is a couple of Packout slides. You'll see the one back there. I just got 3 of those onto this pull out, and so I can pull it all the way out of the Jeep and load up my Packouts, push it all back in. The biggest thing for me on the back end here was tool storage, because I like to be able to get the stuff and work on my car if need be. And so being able to pull all my tools out, that's important to me. So like air compressor tools, all that stuff is in here. So if I need it, jumper cables, things like that, recovery gear, that's all in here. Other than that, I've got about as simple of a kitchen as you can get, because it's simply a camp stove. I would like to, upgrade to a bigger propane tank, and the nice thing about the stove is it actually comes with both. So you can run it off the little 1-pound cylinders, or you can hook it up to a rubber hose and run that to a propane tank.
Anything else that you're thinking about upgrading in the future?
Maybe one of those pull-out kitchen things. Probably 1-ton axles like everybody else. But as far as kitchen goes, I'm happy with the cooler. I'm pretty okay with the stove. You know, it's not bad. It's not perfect, but it gets the job done. Because I've also noticed there's two types of overlanders. Those that want to go, you know, camp in one spot, they'll spend 3 days there, pack up and move. And I'm like, get it done quick, sleep, get up, cook quick, throw it away, and go adventure. So that's more of the style I like. So you guys can check us out over on Instagram at Start Building Your Dreams, or give us a follow on YouTube at Start Building Your Dreams. I do a lot of DIY. This was built in my driveway, and so, you know, I enjoy the build as much as the adventures, and hopefully we get to go out and do more adventures and more events.
We're doing 23 miles an hour right now.
Hey, what's up guys? Beav here with Tactical Baby Gear. Sorry, that's a different thing. My name is Beav Brodie, I'm Matt's brother, and this is my 2024 Ineos Grenadier, and this is my kitchen. I'm gonna take you guys through it a little bit. This is a custom built kitchen based on some of my experience with my previous Land Cruiser, the 80 series, which I had a GooseGear system in. So some of this is mocked after that, and some of this is specific to what I wanted and what my needs were. So I built a custom base plate down here on the floor to mount things to. This is the Morryde camp kitchen setup, and this is intended really for Jeeps, but it is pretty universal. It's just 4 mounting screws and mounting bolts. You have a nice countertop that pulls out of here. You've got your refrigerator slide that pulls out as well, and then this opens up into additional space, and you can see that I have storage down here as well, so I can pull what I need out of here for cooking, and I have a nice good clean workspace. I also have some workspace on the drop down table behind me, and I use like really practical features for things like paper towels, right, which I can access whether it's up or down. It's just kind of hanging out there using some 550 cord. So a couple of nice workspaces, which is always handy as it relates to the kitchen specifically, but just the camping in general. And then I decided to try out these new, actually before I get there, I opted for this Molly panel on the side of the refrigerator slide, and I don't use a very large refrigerator. It's usually me camping on my own. This is like the Dometic, I don't know, it's like the 35 or something like that. But you can see how much space is left here on the side. So it allows me to put Molly pouches and paper plates and stuff down the side of this. And then I have stuff like my coffee cup is readily available, and I can put stuff around it and that sort of thing. So I find this very practical in terms of like a wall to contain things and just shove random stuff down there. Back to the drawers. This is the new Yakima mod drawer system. I'm not using it really in their conventional way where they have a large drawer that goes on the bottom and then these are supposed to stack on top. I took 2 of their half-size drawers, and these are different lengths. This is their medium size and this is their large size, and they pull out in different lengths, obviously because the drawer distance is different. Behind the top drawer, I've got about 4-gallon water container that has plumbing up to this Dometic little electric water pump that's usually mounted out here on the countertop somewhere. And then I've got my EcoFlow battery mounted to the top of this top drawer, so I get power from that. And then I've got a 1,000 watt power inverter to recharge this while I'm driving, so it can charge this full battery in like an hour and a half or so. So that's really nice versus relying solely on solar or something, which I also have all those sorts of options, but I can recharge it really quickly with the power inverter. Also, organization within the systems are crucial, and I designed and built all these drawers, dividers for these, very specific to my setup and my gear, but that keeps everything contained in its space and they aren't, you know, getting all messed up and all over the place when you're out on the trails. This one's a little bit more open, but I've used this for like my jet boil stove, propane tanks, spatulas, knives, that sort of thing. And then on the side, I intentionally, when I designed this, left this big long spot on the side so that I could put some of the taller items that I carry, like the big solar panels, step ladder, step stool, that sort of thing. And then I've got this other moly panel here, which creates a nice little shove-it shelf. I just put random crap back there. This is also a nice benefit to have, which I really liked about this, was just being able to, like, I store my camp chairs up there, my camp table up there, those long items, again, I can like shove up there and keep out of the way. Another thing I really like that I was intentional about was not having anything over the refrigerator, because when this is slid in some systems and you have a shelf over it, which I guess I don't need because I have this, I like being able to open the refrigerator and get things without having to pull it out of the back of the vehicle. So that's something to think about as you consider your kitchen system. Otherwise, I think that's it in my tour of the kitchen. I hope you guys learned something from this. You can check me out on all kinds of social media platforms. Beav Brodie on YouTube, The Brodie Bunch on YouTube, Tactical Baby Gear on Instagram, or just hit up Matt, you know?
All right, guys, Expo is over. We had an awesome time checking out all the rigs, seeing a lot of friends, looking at all those sweet kitchen camp setups. I think I've figured out what I want to do, but you'll have to stay tuned. But I think it's going to be a pretty cool idea, and I think you'll like it. It's kind of a hybrid of some things I saw. Got the bike all packed up. I'll tell you what, the electric bikes, that was a thing here. Lots of people riding electric bikes, and this, I think, was one of the best ones here. People were really impressed with it. Everyone that I let ride it thought it was super comfortable, so pretty happy with this WindOne electric bike. But anyway, guys, until next time, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.
What have you done to me, sir?
You're gonna have to find it, I guess. You thought you were being slick getting me. I'd already gotten you.
What have you done, Matthew?
I did. And he's not gonna find it until...
Until what?
Until you find it. And then when you find it, you're gonna go, oh, you son of a...
Nah! Life lesson, lock your car.
Yep. Somebody got tagged.